don't care how you feel about me telling you that what you're doing is unacceptable of someone who wants to turn their life. I don't care.
I think that's extremely important. Physical well-being and spirituality, because if you're in a movement and you don't have any spirituality, you're going to be corrupted, you're going to be distracted from your path. And if you're not in good health, how can you even be in the movement with longevity if you can't even, you know, yeah.
In the words of Kwame Ture, also known as Stokely Carmichael, that great Pan-Africanist, organize, organize, organize. Ever since the first European sailed down to the west coast of Africa, the war began to extract human cargo and take them to different parts of the world to provide riches for yourself, as what the European nations did was a supreme act of war. And we've been at war ever since. People describe it in different kinds of ways, which has caused people to respond to it according to how it is described. But it is a war. It was the total or attempt to totally control and disrupt and destroy African life. That's why I call it a war. And it's going to take nothing but a response from the African community on that same level to propel us back to our traditional greatness. That war is onwardly, continuously, and it's relentless.
Okay. I guess it is hatred, because when I hear anger, I think it's something it's a limited amount of time. Hatred is something that lasts. And I think that when you're angry, it's like an immediate reaction. But with hatred, it's just something that's there, and it sits and it festers, and that's just what it is. It's just hatred. It's just there all the time. That's what I thought.
Well, I think more or less it would be more like a collective depression in a sense. Because when you look at depression, we can categorize it in many ways, but a simple way to basically define depression is internalized rage. So it has forms of both anger and hatred in a sense, but we're internalizing something that is making us disconnect from where we used to be, and it has further made us more imbalanced.
I mean, who wouldn't be angry when your entire history is stripped from you and somebody's telling you it is? You know what it is, and they're telling you it's not that.
I'm clear.
They have us. They might not necessarily know how to get to us, but if somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, they have us. Everybody who knows us knows that this is what we do. So you send your children to people who, you know, there used to be community teachers. There used to be an elder in the village who taught children. There used to be somebody you call Nana that wasn't your grandmama, whose house you went to. Those are things that are traditionally African. Those are things that we have ancestral memory of. So it's not impossible for someone to have those resources. You gotta want to learn. I mean, most people make that change into so-called consciousness as adults. They don't live their entire 30-something years in that knowledge. Most people learn it in their 20s, when they're in college, when they begin to see. So once you get there, I mean, even if you grew up in a unstable environment, most of us did.
Let's talk about extended family. I do not tell my students that we are just in a classroom. I tell my students we are family. We must extend this definition of family. Why do young people get involved with gangs? They're looking for a family. It's okay as they define as being a family. Why do we not do the same thing? The people who are we around, who we organize with, who are we most trying to make a difference? We are family. We have to make that real.
And not just to point them out, but there seems to be I guess, wave of people who would look at everything that they don't necessarily like or understand and are unwilling to talk and discuss about, call it a sin in a sense. So we have to be able to facilitate those conversations, and we have to facilitate them openly and honestly, and without regard to prejudice as well, because let's just be very clear, a lot of the stuff that is going on within our communities are considered taboo, but they are very real and happening a lot.
Get rid of that, and then maybe they'll church voice. I think that the money that the government is giving these churches is influencing them more than the Holy Spirit. Maybe if they stopped trying to please the government agenda with this faith-based initiative money, they can start working in their community based on their community needs and based on what the Christian way is calling for.
Let's be clear. The great apostle, Martin Luther King, the great lesson that he showed his leadership. Only 2/5 of churches joined that movement. 3/5 of the black church seeing him as being a rabble-rouser, moving too fast. It goes to doctrine. The church must teach a liberational doctrine. The church does not teach a liberational doctrine. Black universities and black colleges need to teach a liberational academic. We all must use our talents, our gifts for the advancement of our people. Liberation must be the mantra. We must call for that in all our endeavors. If the church does not move to a liberational theology, it's lost.